Is there no audio? Oh.
Like that.
Forgot I muted it.
What spells will strike a chord against the foes you face? Groove on and tip the scales to victory.
There we go. Sorry, I'm a little late. I was trying to get this started earlier, but...
Plus, there are even more rhythm games in the lineup.
All right.
Enjoy
Hey.
all of this while playing solo. And
All right. Didn't miss too much, it looks like. So, Nintendo Direct time. Yay.
up to 4 players can enjoy dedicated rhythm games. Note the timing and block the arrows.
Just gonna send something to the socials here, and then we can focus on this 100%.
Or aim for 3 o'clock on the dot.
Really?
Emily got the snack.
There are over 30 cooperative and competitive games to play. Get into the groove solo or with friends when Rhythm Heaven Groove hits the Nintendo Switch system July 2nd. Pre-orders are available now on Nintendo eShop.
That was Rhythm Heaven Groove for Nintendo Switch. You'll also be able to play it on the Nintendo Switch 2 system. Please wait just a little longer for its release. From here, we'll introduce games coming to Nintendo Switch 2, including some games that will also be available on
All right,
Nintendo
Rhythm Heaven.
Switch.
Pretty sweet.
Let's begin with some headlines.
Master the way of the sword.
Let's see your best today.
Onimusha, Way of the Sword, a new entry in the sword play action
right.
series, is slashing onto
Kinda
Nintendo
thought this was gonna
Switch
happen.
2. Edo-era Kyoto has been overrun by monsters known as Genma. Now, Miyamoto Musashi must prove himself beyond measure. Parry. Deflect. And the powerful counterattack Isen. Master these techniques to strike down the enemies in your path. Oni armaments are also at your disposal to turn the tides of battle. You can even use Joy-Con 2 motion controls to intuitively slay Genma. As fates intertwine, will you cut down those that stand in your way? Onimusha, Way of the Sword, launches on Nintendo Switch 2, September 25th. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop. Your unwritten epic begins. Dragon's Dogma 2, Dark Arisen is heading to Nintendo Switch 2. You are the Arisen, a hero burdened
It's kind of crazy that we're getting all these ports now for the Switch 2. It's like they've realized, oh yeah, Switch 2 can actually, like, I don't know, play games.
Explore the new land of Norgan. Seek out
Why am I looking
spoils,
down?
Then appraise them to reveal new weapons, armor, or skills.
Oh, 'cause I
With these
am
arms
literally
at the
looking
ready,
down.
Take down powerful monsters in this single-player action RPG adventure. From a fighter specializing in close-range combat to a mage skilled in spell casting, choose the vocation that fits your playstyle. Plus, you can lead up to 3 pawns, custom companions who act on their own. When taking on massive monsters, you can climb them to strike their weak points. Fighting alongside your pawns is key to victory.
So I'm gonna be really curious
In a
how
world
parts of
between
this
dark
go,
and
because
light, embark on an adventure and tell a tale all your own.
they have a lot of performance issues on a
Arisen
PS5.
And their pawns, Dragon's Dogma
So,
2, Dark
hopefully
Arisen
they've done
launches
some
on Nintendo
optimizations.
Switch 2,
Because otherwise,
October
certain
9th.
parts of this are gonna be rough.
Otherworldly endeavors await in these games.
But graphically, it looks pretty decent. A little soft,
Has
but
been driven to the brink of annihilation
Stellar
by
Blade on the
mysterious
Switch
life
2?
forms called the Natiba. Now, join Eve on her mission to save humanity and
Wow.
reclaim the planet. Engage in
Oh,
high-speed
wow, you can see
combat
the graphical
that focuses
cuts.
on timing. Then find your opening and strike. Defeat enemies to acquire new skills. Then strategically deploy them to fit the situation. Can you save humanity and reclaim Earth for humankind? Stellar Blade launches on Nintendo Switch 2 this year. Blast off in the two-player co-op adventure Orbitals. Protect your home in an expedition across the galaxy.
This is the second 1980s graphic style game I've seen in like a couple of days, which is weird. If I had 2 nickels now.
Activate devices in time with the beat. Escape from incoming enemies and more.
It looks pretty though.
Dangers ahead in your voyage through the stars. 2 players can also work together locally or online using GameShare. Work together and overcome the crisis of the cosmos. Orbitals launches exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system September 3rd. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop. Journey through the Glade of Dreams in this bold reimagining of Rayman Legends. When a shadowy villain starts spreading corruption, it's up to Rayman and his friends to leap, glide, and punch their way through charming and colorful worlds. Ride dragons across realms.
I wonder if the YouTube version has a higher like fidelity, because this is like kind of a crappy compression.
Players can go out on a limb in local co-op. You can also play a revamped version of Kung Fu using GameShare locally or online. Rayman Legends Retold launches on Nintendo Switch 2 October 1st. It's a great day for a big walk. Get lost with friends in this online co-op walking and talking adventure.
Okay, it looks like I can actually pick 4K on the YouTube.
World. Brimming with challenges,
So I'm gonna swap over to that
puzzles,
instead.
and lots of things to discover. Enjoy the sights and sounds as you work together to find your way around.
All right.
Puzzles and lots of things to discover. Enjoy the sights and sounds as you work together to find your way around. Use all sorts of tools to stay in touch.
Can anyone hear me?
And figure out new methods of communicating if you're in a pickle.
Jeez, I'm just trying to get the actual
It might even
Nintendo
be
Direct.
a little unconventional. And if you're not quite up to adventuring, you can always just relax with your pals. Enjoy the sunset, dance the night away.
There we go.
Or steal something from a friend and kick it into the ocean. You know, the usual stuff. You can also use...
Oh, that's much better looking.
You
All
can
right, chat.
also
We
use
got a
mouse
better one here.
controls
We're gonna use
or
this one.
Hang out with friends using cross-platform play. After
Yeah,
all,
that Twitch video is just
spending
really bad
quality
compression.
time together is the best part of a big walk. Strolling onto Nintendo Switch 2, August 4th.
It wasn't even like the resolution. It was
Season the
just
seas.
the compression was terrible. You could see a lot of artifacting and blurriness.
Build your very own.
Luckily, so
floating
far,
restaurant with the
it
Straw
really hasn't
Hat
been
Crew.
anything interesting for announcements. I mean,
Cook up
yeah,
recipes
some
with
Capcom ports
Sanji.
and Stellar Blade and stuff like that, but
Craft the menu.
it's just ports so far and some indie titles.
Decorate it
Oh,
to your liking.
this is a one-piece game though. That's interesting.
Then serve your customers as you run the restaurant.
This looks like it would have been on the
By
Game Boy
searching
Advance.
for and collecting ingredients, you'll expand your menu offerings. Use devil fruit abilities to prepare piping hot steaks. Or whip up tongue-tingling tauntaun noodles.
You know
You
what?
can make all sorts of
This
delicious
is all right.
dishes.
I'm okay with this.
Spend in-game money to change up the restaurant's interior and expand it to attract even more customers. Over 400 characters from
Holy
the
cow.
One Piece series will appear. Mouse controls are also supported on Nintendo Switch 2. Get ready for a feast of epic proportions in One Piece Grand Gourmet, sailing onto the Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch systems October 23rd.
That's cute. Oh, Pokopia, or whatever it is. Pokopokia?
keep adventuring in Pokemon Pokopia, even beneath the sea. Explore the world on the ocean floor with a free update. By using the new move Dive, you can enjoy life with Pokemon living under the sea.
Under the sea.
Build structures and expand your towns underwater. This free update is scheduled to release in August 2026.
It's such a cute game.
And there's more. The Pokemon Pokopia Expansion Pass paid
There
DLC
it
is on the way. Discover a brand new town, Bubbly Basin. There you'll find new furniture, new outfits, and new friends. The Pokemon Pokopia Expansion Pass paid DLC will be available later today on Nintendo eShop.
Sounds about right.
Part 1 of the paid DLC, Bubbly Basin, launches this August. Part 2 and Part 3 will launch at a later date.
Oh my god.
Look out for more details.
You buy the pass
in
and you
the
still don't
future.
even get the whole thing right away. I mean, cool for people who like this stuff, but I feel like if you're going to do an expansion pass for content, like, don't drag it out. I hate that, especially when the game launches without, like, with it, like...
We hope you're looking
That's
forward
tease.
to more content for Pokemon Pokopia.
You know, they launch the game and they'll be like, oh yeah, the season pass, you know, bundle with it, or right? You know, it's an extra 10, 15, 20 bucks.
Take a look at this.
You know, but they don't tell you what's in it because they haven't actually done all the content for you. But they expect you to buy it. It's just,
This
sucks.
is the Dagden Empire, a prosperous land ruled by the
Dagden.
gods. The capital, Daxian, plays host to the heroic games, the winner of which is granted one wish. Powerful fighters from across the land have gathered to participate.
Fire Emblem. Yep. Thought I saw Marth in there.
The story revolves around 4 heroes. Kai, a young boy determined to win the games to save his imprisoned father. Dietrich, a swordsman ever on the hunt for a stronger foe. Theodora, a queen seeking to fulfill the long-held
What
dream
is that
of her
armor?
homeland. And Lita, a musician with her sights set on revenge. Guide whichever character you choose to victory as they weave their own unique tale.
Passed to me, Blade.
Between matches, you can strengthen your forces in different ways. Hone your techniques at the training grounds.
I'm figuring it out.
Recruit new allies. Or travel beyond
You know,
Daxian's
the fact
walls
that,
to
like,
gain experience.
Nintendo has successfully managed to bring Fire Emblem back,
How you spend
and
your free
Sega still
time
can't get
is up
Shining
to you.
Force or Shining Wisdom or any of that down.
Combat
Like,
takes
it's
the
such a
form
shame.
of turn-based tactical battles.
Nintendo's
Consider your weapons
Sega's sitting on
ranged
some great like RPG IPs,
your
and it's
unit's
just
strengths on the battlefield.
they don't do anything with it
Plus, each of the 4
unless
main
it's Dreamcast
characters
related.
comes
If
with their
the
own
if it's Phantasy
special
Star Online, they're all
techniques.
about it. But OG Phantasy Star, nah,
By using these techniques
Not
to the
touching it.
fullest,
It sucks.
you might turn the tide of battle.
Rejoice with me at the advent of the underworld.
Oh,
You look upon the Promised One, who will route you here and guide the living to salvation. How did it feel to upheave the world? Begone from us, the darkest dark.
ooh. That comes out pretty quick.
Fortune's Weave launches September 17th. Alongside the standard edition, there will be a special edition, the Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave Dagden Collection, that launches the same day. Please look forward to it. Let's continue with some more headlines.
Welcome to the next level of ninja battles. The first part of Ninja 2 is sneaking onto Nintendo Switch 2. After accidentally breaking a forbidden seal, you're stranded on an uncharted planet. Overcome the dangers lurking here to safely return to Earth in this open-world action-adventure. Use Ninja Gum to freely traverse this vast world in search of clues to get back home.
This feels like it was completely different from the first game.
You can also blow a bubble.
Was the first game like a battle royale or like a Smash Brothers clone or something like that?
Blocking your path with weapons crafted from Ninja Gum. You can even summon buddies with Gum Ninjutsu to unleash powerful attacks. Additionally, up to 4 ninja can team up in local or online multiplayer to chew through tough battles. The first part of Ninja 2, The Uncharted Planet, launches exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system next spring. The DK Challenge barrels in. Coming to Nintendo Switch Online on Nintendo Switch 2, the limited time DK Challenge event. Take on challenges across many Donkey Kong games available with Nintendo Classics. By completing them, you can earn and enjoy collectible digital challenge cards. And if you have Donkey Kong Bonanza, you can attempt even more challenges.
What? This is kind of a cool idea, actually.
Try out ones geared for beginners. Or take on developer challenges for something with a bit more punch. Rediscover Donkey Kong games, play challenges, and complete your card collection. DK Challenge can be accessed via the Nintendo Switch Online app on the home menu of your Nintendo Switch 2. You'll be able to barrel through these limited time challenges starting later today.
That's neat. That's just something you don't
Plus,
see other
in the
companies doing.
Donkey Kong Bonanza, DK Island and Emerald Rush paid DLC. A limited time collaboration with Super Mario Brothers is breaking through.
What?
Enjoy outfits for DK and Pauline, inspired by Mario and Luigi.
The
Plus, there are
mustache.
coins, super mushrooms, question blocks, and more. Experience Emerald Rush as you've never seen it before with a Super Mario Brothers twist. This limited time
I'm not
collaboration
really blown
event
away by that.
will be held in 4 waves, with the first wave beginning later today.
I haven't really been that interested in their paid DLC for this.
From the creators of Vampire
The
Survivors,
base game enough was good enough for me.
the latest game from the makers of Vampire Survivors, Jujutsu Kaisen Rumble Survivathon,
What
cast
the?
a spell onto Nintendo Switch 2. Up to 8 players can compete online for the top spot in this Survivors Royale. At the start of a match, players don't battle directly. Instead,
Wait,
take
what?
down enemies on your own map to earn points. Each time you earn 100 points, you can add a rule to your run, including ones that hinder other players. The match culminates in a head-to-head final battle between the top 2 players. Who will be the final survivor? More than 20 characters from the Jujutsu Kaisen series appear. Characters can be unlocked just by playing. Battle online with players near and far, or go it alone against
What?
computer-controlled opponents. Exorcise curses, dominate rivals, and rise to the top. Jujutsu Kaisen Rumble Survivathon launches on Nintendo Switch 2
What?
this
That
year.
is so interesting. But I thought it was going to be like
Are
a
you up
99
for the
type game.
challenge in these games?
Oh, well.
Brutal, unforgiving battles storm onto Nintendo Switch 2. In a forsaken world, a looming darkness devours all in its path. Now, only one kingdom endures. Defy the will of the gods to save what remains of humanity. Master brutal melee combat, devastating sorceries, and lethal ranged attacks. Test your mettle against towering abominations on your journey
that
across the
DLSS is putting in
realms of
some
the
work.
living and the dead. A hero must rise for a god to fall. Lords of the Fallen 2 launches on Nintendo Switch 2 this fall. enter a darkly elegant world based on the story of Pinocchio in Lies of P. In a city under siege.
So this is the
you
flood
must
of
fight
like all of the
rampaging
titles
mechanical
that
puppets and seek the
probably
cause
should have been
of
on the
this
Switch
upheaval
last year,
while
or
confronting
Switch 2
your
last
own
year.
humanity.
But we're
Take
finally
on
getting them now a
enemies
year
using
later.
Customizable weapons and prosthetic arms that allow you to swap between different abilities. But know this, the lies you tell will alter your fate.
I mean, if you're a Switch 2
Lies
only
of
gamer,
P, complete
all of this
edition,
news is
which
pretty
includes
awesome.
Overture, a
Because you're
prequel
getting all these
expansion
cool
to the main
games that
game,
have been out for
launches
other
on the
platforms
Nintendo
for a while
Switch 2
now.
system August 6th. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop. The most recent entry in the legendary Devil May Cry series
Wow,
is
even
slashing its
DMC5
way
is getting
onto
ported.
Nintendo Switch 2. Play as Nero, Dante, V, and Virgil, each armed with different battle styles, as you fight off hordes of demons and epic bosses.
The song is
Pull off
always gonna
stylish
slap.
attacks, dodges, and combos with your vast arsenal of weapons and skills. Enjoy thrilling, high-octane combat at 60 frames per second in
Oh.
both TV mode and handheld mode. Plus,
Wow.
additional content such as battle tracks,
You go,
character
Capcom.
colors, and Devil Breaker weapons for Nero are included. Devil May Cry 5 Devil Hunter Edition launches on Nintendo Switch 2 June 23rd.
Respecting the frame
Pre-orders
rate.
begin later today
That's
on
appreciated.
Nintendo eShop.
Enter a mystical era deep in Japan's past. 6 souls determined to forge their own destinies.
So you're looking for some runaway ninja named Kisuke?
Wow.
We still have some unfinished business in this world.
Isn't this Sakura or Sakuna?
Farmers have spirit. You've sentenced me to die 7 days from now?
I'd start repenting if I were you.
An action RPG
She's actually 1,000 years old,
for
don't
the
worry about it.
ages. What fate awaits those who wield the demon blades?
Yeah, Miramasa.
Revenant blades.
This was on Wii and then got ported to
Nintendo
Vita.
Switch 2 editions of these 3 Xenoblade Chronicles games are incoming.
All right, somebody right now is screaming in
All
excitement.
3 games run at 60 frames per second with 4K resolution in TV mode or Full HD in handheld mode. In-game cutscenes also have enhanced resolution and frame rate.
Wow, look at that.
Not only that, but you can travel on a high-speed vehicle in the first game. Control blades to fight mercenary squad battles in the second. And put your strength to the test against waves of enemies in the third. There's also a variety of other content added to each of the 3 games. More details will be revealed at a later date.
I mean, this needed to be done. The resolution of the original
The
games
digital
is so
version of
poor.
Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, and the Upgrade Pack will be available later today. The physical version launches on July 30th. The Nintendo Switch 2 editions of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and Xenoblade Chronicles 3 will be available on the dates shown on screen.
Wow, look at the gap.
3 Xenoblade Chronicles
That's just showing you how
games are getting
Nintendo's struggling
Nintendo
with the
Switch
part
2
shortage.
editions. New features will be added to each title, so we hope you'll check them out. And a new story in the Xenoblade series is about to begin. Here are some early moments from the game.
Oh, Xenoblade Chronicles 4, I'm guessing.
アニマは世界の源であった。水も火も風も世界を構成するそのすべては大地を流れるアニマが形を変えたものだった。そして戦いを決するのはいつもアニマとその力を自在に振るう騎士だった。
この剣の名に恥じぬよう精進します。ここがリューコス。
So we have Fantasy Xenoblade.
騎士の力を増幅させるだけでなく、そのものの行動や思いも刻みます。 これからのあなたの学院生活のすべてがその意志と共にあると思ってください。
今日の訓練は実戦を想定してのものだ。
力の使い方、なんとなく分かった気がする。
騎士って人殺しの職業で、奪われた側はどう思うんだろうな。
真実見つけてみない？
信仰を失った人の魂をドラゴンの炎で浄化することで罪が贖われる。
田舎貴族の限界を
They live on a
教えてあ
halo?
げる。
Like, it's weird seeing the sky like that.
定石なしで騎士の力。
生と死も全てはアニマと共にある。
帰るのさ、あの場所に。
さあ始まるわよ。兄上、行ってまいります。
ここは6つの太陽に照らし出された大地。そこで人々は知ることになる。破れた神の恨みが未だ晴らされてはいないこと。
Weird. Genesis. Okay, so it's like probably a prequel then, I'm guessing. Yeah. I haven't played any of the Xenoblade games, so it's like keeping up with it has been a little rough.
Xenoblade Genesis marks a new beginning. What kind of story do you think will be told? Please look forward to future updates.
Although it may not be Genesis as in like a prequel, because maybe Genesis as like Birth of a New World.
Welcome to
that would be what I would
Woohoo
think.
Island, home to all kinds of sports. Coming to Nintendo Switch 2, Nintendo Switch Sports Resort, the latest game in the series. Use the Joy-Con 2 controllers as rackets, bows.
You know, I just saw a thread on forums or Reddit or something like that talking about how Nintendo hasn't really been using
There
Woohoo
are
Island
12
lately.
sports to choose from,
Well,
all
there you go.
with intuitive motion controls. Let's go over them. Punch, guard, counter, and outmaneuver for the knockout.
Finally, punch
in
out for the
boxing.
Switch.
Make quick shots to keep your opponent on their toes. In table tennis, aim for the center of the target and let that arrow fly. In archery, enjoy rallies with different types of shots in tennis. Bump, set, and spike in volleyball. Roll the ball straight
The only
or
game people
give
will
it a
play.
spin to strike big in bowling. Dribble, pass, and shoot to score in basketball. Adjust your shot's power, then swing your club in
I miss
golf.
motion controls.
Battle with one thumb to hand your opponent a defeat in
Oh my
thumb
God.
wrestling. Ride through the course using mouse controls in skateboarding.
That's cool.
Steer with handles and coast along the waves in power cruising. Tilt the controller and fly around freely in prop plane. Plus, you can warm up for these sports with jump rope. You can create and play as a sportsmate or me character. Enjoy playing all kinds of sports on Nintendo Switch 2. Nintendo Switch Sports Resort launches exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system October 22nd. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop.
Nintendo Switch Sports Resort is coming to Nintendo Switch 2. We showed all the sports included, but since we have the opportunity, let's try one of the new sports, thumb wrestling.
Before the match, let's go over the rules. Hold down your opponent's thumb for 3 seconds, and you'll win. If yours gets pinned, just shake the controller to break free. And if you keep your thumb held down, it'll get bigger and stronger. You'll need this to claim victory.
Look at the size of their
Here's to a great
hands.
thumb wrestling match. The thumb moves. Just like this. Here we go. Let's have a good match. Oh, got him right away. Oh, they broke free. All right,
You think he's actually playing
let's
this?
try this. Oh, we bumped thumbs. Oh, go, go, go. Hold it. Oh, they broke free again. You have to
This
keep
is a
them.
very Nintendo moment.
Nope. Wait, wait, wait.
We need more whimsy like this in Nintendo Directs.
Whew.
They've been feeling a bit too dry the last couple of
I was
years.
worried for a second there.
Where it's like, here's just an avalanche of trailers and information.
Okay. the thumb
Next,
started to
you
sparkle,
know, and then they just move on.
and the nail got bigger. Hold on a second. That's not how it's supposed to go. It's okay.
This does look like it'd be
Everything's
like kind of fun with my family, you know?
My thumb
Like they're
is
big
kind
on
of
these types of things.
Ooh, it's sparkling again. Now let's try. Oh, I got deflected.
You can parry with your thumb.
Wait a minute. Ah,
Ah, Koizumi, come on.
please wait a little longer for Nintendo Switch Sports Resort.
Shame.
Let's move on
Shame.
to more headlines.
Survive a land ruled by dragons. The world of RuneScape comes to Nintendo Switch 2.
Well, it's getting ported to
Ancient
everything.
Power has awakened on the forgotten continent of Ashenfall. Explore a land infused with magic and uncover lost secrets on your journey to face the Dragon Queen. In this survival crafting adventure, delve into the mysteries of Ashenfall amongst the ruins of fallen civilizations. On your expedition, harness the land's transformative magic to gather resources, craft gear, and build shelter. Then, step into battle, forge weapons, sharpen your skills, and face the danger that awaits. Survive the wilds, unveil lost secrets, and challenge dragons in RuneScape Dragon Wilds, launching on Nintendo Switch 2 September 15th. Get on board for these games. Customize your own avatar and play in the adorable world of Hello Kitty Partyland.
My God.
Join the party with over 40 character-themed
More party
minigames
cinema roll. Oh my gosh.
and several board games.
More party games for the Switch though.
There are over 140 Sanrio characters to meet. Plus,
Is
you
this
can
the return
choose
of the
from
Wii?
16 partner characters, collect stickers,
Kind of feels like that a little bit.
And
This
so
Direct
much
has like a
more.
Wii feel to it.
Hello Kitty Partyland launches exclusively on Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch October 29th.
So let's get down there and finish the job.
Oh, yep. Knew this was coming.
Blast off for adventure across the Lilat system with Fox McCloud and his crew.
Well done, Fox.
A battle for the fate of the galaxy begins. Star Fox launches on Nintendo Switch 2, June 25th. A free demo that includes a tutorial and one of the
Ayo.
game's opening stages will be available later today on Nintendo eShop.
Wow. They really want people to be playing this.
Hope resonates within the crystals.
What is this?
Get ready for the first Final Fantasy game in HD 2D, Final Fantasy Resonance.
Whoa.
This is Lapis, a vast world that has prospered through the power of crystals. But after the invasion of the Veritas, this once thriving world lies on the brink of annihilation. Now Rain, a knight of Grandshelt, must journey across the realm with his companions to stop the Veritas.
This is amazing. I'm sorry, like, I'm stunned. What?
In thrilling turn-based battles, call upon visions, iconic Final Fantasy heroes from other worlds to take down monsters. Can you uncover the truth behind the Veritas and the secrets the crystals hold?
You didn't even need to sell me with Cloud, man. You could have just sold me the Resist and then I'd have been happy with that.
Nintendo Switch systems,
wow!
October 22nd.
Okay.
A weird, whimsical world is waiting.
What a weird, random, out of like nowhere announcement.
In a new 3D puzzle
and it just kind of gets treated as a, oh yeah, I guess there's this Final Fantasy game coming.
Robot frogs
what?
And an all-powerful potato have in common? Nothing.
That's so crazy.
Other than a shadowy conspiracy, of course. Meet a cavalcade of curious characters, each with their own
like a brand new 2D Final Fantasy game. I'm sorry, HD 2D.
But beneath this seemingly happy world lies a
and it doesn't look bad. It looks really good.
The locals for all their worth. Time to join the resistance by using Piku's surprising abilities. Help solve the people's problems in surprising and downright oddball ways. Feeling baffled by these affable denizens? Embrace these strange encounters and bring about an ultimate understanding. And in this sequel, navigate and explore in full 3D as you discover the secrets of this vivid, colorful world. Get ready to wander, solve, and gossip in Piku Niku 2, launching on Nintendo Switch 2 next year.
Okay.
Prepare for
Dragon Quest.
An all-new monster-filled adventure. Two girls find themselves lost in the kingdom of Witherwood. There, they gain the power to turn monsters into friends.
Wow, this is loud. Sorry, for some reason, this part of the trailer is louder than the rest.
Fancy? Scout it. Win it over, and it'll fight by your side.
So it's a Dragon Quest Pokemon game.
And that's not all. Synthesize two monsters to create more powerful allies.
That's cool.
Now, take on the most fearsome of foes with a team that's uniquely your own. Adventure is calling, and it's monstrously fun. Dragon Quest Monsters, the Withered World.
Huh. About time you got here.
My god, it's Bloodborne. It's not Bloodborne. Damn. Wait. Is this Dustbloods?
On the ancient blood sovereign's honor. We are monsters, each vying for blood.
Yeah, I think this is.
You're finally here. Worthy spirit.
The Dustbugs. Are you gonna... Okay. You gonna tell us any more about the game?
How was that? Next, we have more news about an upcoming treasure hunting game.
I mean, it's cool they're gonna be doing something with it soon, but like, holy cow, you know?
Hey everyone, here's some fresh news about Splatoon Raiders, a new single-player focused adventure. Check out this neat little place, the hideout ship out on the water. There's Deep Cut, a trio of swashbuckling musicians. And this scrappy individual, that's you. Let's call this handy youth the Mechanic. The 4 of them are using the hideout ship as their hub, hunting for treasure across these landmasses, the Spiralite Islands. All right, time for a quick dive. Looks like the treasure they're after is at the base of those lights. But there's a bunch of aggressive creatures called salmonids in the way. And when you get too close, they'll attack immediately. The salmonids aren't pushovers either, so you shouldn't go it alone. That's where this comes in, the Exploration Bot. A member of Deep Cut pilots it during your treasure hunts and attacks automatically. Launches you in the air for extra height, and even gets out of the bot to unleash special moves like this. You'll also get support in the form of gadgets. There's one that continuously fires ink after it's placed. Another that slices through enemies. Another that spins ink around you, and more. And the best part, you can use them together. It'd be nice if that made things easier, though. So to recap, do not underestimate the salmonids. Yikes, this is tougher than it looks.
That is chaos.
But the salmonids aren't the only powerful ones around here. Through battles, you, the mechanic, will also get stronger by leveling up.
Those
and
numbers.
You can customize all sorts of upgrades to fit your playstyle. Oh, looks like time's up. There are even more details to cover in the upcoming Splatoon Raiders Direct, airing on June 30th. And in the smart device app Nintendo Today, see the story events leading up to Splatoon Raiders with daily comics ahead of launch. Plus, in collaboration with this game, there's going to be a special Splatfest in Splatoon 3. The theme looks like it's about Splatoon Raiders. Details will be announced here.
It looks like it, but they're not sure.
In the future. Don't forget to check this out too. See ya!
The music.
So what did you think? Splatoon Raiders is just around the corner. We'll also be releasing new Joy-Con 2 controllers inspired by Deep Cut. We hope you're looking forward to it.
Colors are slightly
Let's see
different.
Some more headlines.
Eh. Chapter 5 is waiting. Okay.
Awaken your power.
Heed me, O kingless. Whosoever hath truly earned the greatest faith of the citizenry.
Alright, I think at this point this game is not getting like a final ultimate definitive for real edition.
The United Kingdom of Ukronia,
It might actually be safe to buy this.
By 8 tribes. The next king shall be decided by the will of the people. By decree of the king, as his face floats in the sky, the tournament for the throne begins. As the realm grapples with its first ever election, those vying for the throne put their plans into action. As one of the throne's candidates, you'll travel across the kingdom, forging bonds with compelling characters along the way. Various enemies stand in your path.
This battle's ours.
There are monsters roaming this world, as well as other candidates, and strange beasts known as humans. Control your destiny and change the world in Metaphor ReFantazio, launching on the Nintendo Switch 2 system November 12th. Create,
Strange
explore,
creatures known as
survive.
humans. Yes, humans are very strange.
A dedicated Nintendo Switch 2 version of Minecraft is on the way. Dig into your Minecraft adventure on Nintendo Switch 2 with support for vibrant visuals. And embark on a journey across a world with enhanced lighting and shadow effects. Plus, Nintendo Switch Worlds can be carried over, so you can pick up right where you left off. What will you create next? Minecraft launches on Nintendo Switch 2 this year.
That is a weirdly well animated model. Oh my god, look at how blurry that is. Huh. I wonder if there's a better if this is a better version or if it's just the same old one. DayZ, huh? Tales of Eternia. Wow. You know, this is actually kind of a cool idea with the Joy-Cons.
The battle of light and darkness approaches. Filled with memorable adventures, 3 collections of Kingdom Hearts games are coming to Nintendo Switch 2. Traverse through iconic Disney and Pixar worlds. Befriend all sorts of magical allies. And battle enemies in action RPG combat. Relive these stories or experience them for the first time alongside Sora and his friends as they fight the darkness. If you have the cloud versions on Nintendo Switch, you can transfer your existing save data to these Nintendo Switch 2 games. These 3 collections launch on Nintendo Switch 2 October 8th.
Huh.
A bundle with all 3 compilations, Kingdom Hearts Collection 1 through 3, also launches October 8th. Additionally, a free demo of Kingdom Hearts 3 plus Remind will be available later today on Nintendo eShop.
They have to be working on Kingdom Hearts 4, right?
この世界
You
の
would
構
think?
造はとても複雑で、私たちが定義する光と闇を具現化したものは存在しなかった。でもそれを定義するもの
Oh, never
が
mind.
この世界に来たことで、この世界にも私たちの定義する闇が現れた。
Wow, they upped the visuals. the plot on these is so convoluted and nonsensical.
How was that?
But I don't know. It's
is our
always
last
super
announcement.
fascinating to like.
Please take a
Oh,
look.
last announcement. It's always super fascinating to like see Kingdom Hearts in action.
Long
Zelda.
ago, there was a land called Hyrule, created by beings of supreme divinity. At the very
Oh
edge of
my
its
god, this actually
there
is
lay a small forest.
Ocarina of Time remake?
Within it, an ancient solitary tree.
They
quietly
wouldn't do
watched
that,
over
would
the
they?
inhabitants of the forest. These forest dwellers were called the Kokiri. Each had a fairy companion, and they lived out their innocent lives in these woods. However, there was one particular boy who did not have a fairy.
How could he not have a fairy? Unbelievable. Wow. No, please don't have that be your only teaser. No, come on.
The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time will be reborn on Nintendo Switch 2. More details will be announced in the future, so please look forward to them.
No.
That's all for today's Nintendo Direct.
How do you do
Earlier this
that?
year,
Tiny little
Devin-san was
teaser.
appointed as the new president of Nintendo of America. We'd like to conclude this presentation with a few words from Devin-san. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, Koizumi-san. Hi, everyone. I'm Devin Pritchard, and after 20 years at Nintendo, one of my favorite things about gaming is still that moment I get to try something new. I watch the trailers, I hear about a game, but the moment I pick up a controller, that's when it all comes together. And for me, that's what games have always been about. Those little moments that surprise me and allow me to immerse myself in different worlds. You can read about a game,
You can tell
you
she's
can
been
watch
in
a
the
trailer,
corporate like
but
world for a
nothing
long
beats
time
seeing it for yourself.
because they all have this
And that's a
like
big part of what
hand
Nintendo
placement
Treehouse Live is
gesture
about.
thing that they always do.
Getting a closer look, hearing from the teams,
It's like
and spending
they
more
hold their
time
hands
with the
together like
games
that,
themselves.
and then when they're like
So let's get
expressing
to
a
it.
concept, they open up their
We've got a
hands
new Nintendo Treehouse Live
and make
ready
those
to go
gestures, and then they
with
put
a
it right
few
back in that
games I
position.
hope you find interesting. And if you enjoyed Splatoon Raiders in today's Nintendo Direct, this July at San Diego Comic-Con, we'll have the game playable on the show floor. Because at the end of the day, I think the best way to understand a game is to pick up the controller and play. Thanks for watching. I'm really looking forward to sharing more of what I love about games and bringing those experiences to all of you. And now it's time for Treehouse Live. Over to you, team.
I miss Reggie.
Hi everyone, welcome to Nintendo Treehouse Live. My name is Teresa and I'm joined here by Gab, Dan, and Rob. We're here to talk about Star Fox, coming out June 25th. It is a cinematic shooter. We're gonna focus on the single player game, and then
All right, I think we'll just turn this down for a little bit while they're talking about what they're gonna do. Probably not gonna watch the Treehouse much, I think, because if it's just gonna be this, like, it's Star Fox. We just watched a whole direct about this. Yeah, this is not for people like me. But yeah, I guess, you know, that was the Nintendo Direct. What did I think about it? Well, I'm mixed. On one hand, definitely a lot of stuff coming for the Switch 2. No doubt. A lot of it is ports of games that have been out for a while, though. And while it's cool to see developers getting a grasp on the Switch 2 hardware and putting out games that, like, the Switch 1 probably could not have run those games even remotely close. As it is, the Switch 2, like that, that Space Marine 2 footage was rough. That was like Switch 1 Doom Impossible port levels of like blurriness and lower fidelity. I mean, like, the game is there, yes, but like, at what point, I've often thought this about Switch 1 ports too. So like back in the day, you know, when, you know, there was a massive power difference between consoles and handhelds, you know, Super Nintendo versus Game Boy, like, for example. There were some games that tried to emulate the 16-bit experience on your Game Boy. But they always did it through the lens of an 8-bit adventure. So, like, for example, Zelda, you know, Link's Awakening, it has the same overhead perspective and a very similar feel to Link to the Past. But, like, you know, in terms of, like, how modern it felt, you know, but at the same time, it's like, it is distinctly a Game Boy game, you know, versus the Super Nintendo's Link to the Past, which is distinctly a 16-bit game. So you had the same level, that feeling of adventure in your pocket, that you could get at home, but it wasn't the same game, and it knew its, like, technological constraints or whatever, right? You know, and I would say all the way up to, maybe the line started to blur a little bit around, like, 3DS era, maybe? I don't know. No, I would probably just say the Switch era. Vita, Switch, you know, where, like, the home version and the portable version of the console versions, the console version and the portable version would be similar, but they would be their own things. I would say that it's probably been true for most of the gaming industry's history. And, you know, with Switch, you know, this desire to have it be a home console and a portable at the same time means that, like, you're not really going to get a lot of games where it's, you know, the home console version. We'll say, like, Space Marine 2. Like, there is no Space Marine 2 handheld edition type of thing, right? Where it's a similar adventure, you know, but, like, designed for the constraints of the platform, while the big boy consoles get Space Marine 2, like, the way it came out, right? You know, and you know, like, you can see the difference. Like, look, this is Star Fox 2, or not Star Fox 2. This is the Star Fox 64, like, upgrade, right? And because it's designed for the Switch, it looks great. You know, the graphics are clear, the resolution isn't bad at all. You know, the textures and all that looks really good. You know, the character models, I mean, those are expressive character models that, you know, I mean, you may not be, like, fans of the designs, but they look good, right? Visually, the game looks very appealing. And that's because it's designed for the Switch 2's hardware. And it's not trying to, like, take a game that's bigger than the hardware and compress it down. So yeah, it's yeah, I mean, this is very pretty water Wii U guy, right? But yeah, anyways, so yeah, I'm mixed about that. You know, that you have these games that are coming out for the Switch 2, and if you've only played the Switch 2, if you only play Nintendo hardware, or if you really need the portable, you know, side of things, and you don't have a Steam Deck or something like that, you know, this stuff is great. Being able to play games on the go, you know, is awesome, right? Like, who wouldn't want to play Dragon's Dogma 2 or Devil May Cry or something while you're, you know, out doing whatever, right? It's cool to have that capability. That's what makes the Switch special. You know, but it also means that you're going to end up in situations where if you have any other consoles, you know, or you don't really value portable gaming much, you've probably already played this stuff. So it feels like kind of like a too little too late feeling for some of these Switch ports. You know, so as far as, like, the original titles go, they all look pretty good. It did feel like there was a reliance on Wii style, like, party games and just, you know, nicer things. And then, you know, I would say the few surprises were just kind of, like, out of nowhere. You know, like, I think people expected something along the lines of a Fire Emblem or a Xenoblade announcement. The Ocarina of Time one took me by surprise, but that teaser's so short that, like, I can't really get excited about it because I don't know what I'm looking at. You know, so that's kind of disappointing. And it comes out this year, so it's like they must be planning a big blowout in like September or something. You know, and if it's just this, where it's a fresh coat of paint on a, in a game that it's not changing really anything. I've played Ocarina of Time a million times. I mean, it's been ported to the 3DS. I mean, that version had upgraded graphics. So it's like being able to play it with HD visuals or whatever. I mean, that's great, but like I value fresh experiences in these franchises at this point. You know, so like as an example, you know, as much as people get excited about the 3D Zeldas, like I like the 2D Zeldas. You know, I really should give Echoes of Wisdom another try, because that one was kind of weird. And on the Switch 1, it ran a little rough, but it runs better on the Switch 2. They upgraded it. But like Link's Awakening, Link to the Past, Link Between Worlds, all fantastic games. Minish Cap, you know, to me, that's what I grew up on. Ocarina of Time was amazing, and I played the crap out of it. But I honestly, when it came to like Twilight Princess, I never really played it. Wind Waker, I played a bit, and then I just kind of, once I got to the Triforce thing, I was like, I just bounced off of it. I know how it ends, you know. Skyward Sword, same thing. I really like Skyward Sword. I personally like that version of Zelda. She's cute. You know, but like as far as the gameplay is concerned, I mean, it's very repetitive. It's definitely when you started, like if Zelda wasn't feeling a little long in the tooth in terms of game design by that point, you definitely noticed it with Skyward Sword. So, you know, it's like, I get why Breath of the Wild exists. Even if I'm not necessarily a big fan of Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom either. So I like to consider myself a big Zelda fan, but yeah, I suppose in recent decades, like I feel like Zelda's not delivering the experience that I personally was originally growing up with. And it's funny because like it feels like the franchise has constantly been chasing the peak of Link to the Past. And just, you know, Ocarina of Time got there a little bit, like, you know, probably better than all the other ones, but it does feel like that. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like overall there was some cool surprises. A Final Fantasy, a 2D Final Fantasy game is amazing. But it's weird how like some of these things were just not really given much like fanfare. So I don't know. It's very weirdly muted Nintendo Direct where, you know, and then we got like the silly moment of the thumb wrestling thing, which I liked. You know, I like that kind of whimsy Nintendo stuff, but you don't see enough of it anymore now that Iwata's passed, and Reggie's gone. But yeah, it's I don't know. There's games coming out for the console. I can't say that I'm not like this looks cool. Won't lie, this looks cool. You know, same with you know, Ocarina of Time remake. It looks cool. It's just that like I don't know why I'm not as excited about this stuff anymore. I used to be like all in on Nintendo stuff, but like I don't know. I hate to say it, but I feel like Nintendo magic is starting to fade for me, which I never thought I'd be saying. Truly, I was a Nintendo kid, you know, like there's, you know, Sega kids and PlayStation kids and stuff. I was a Nintendo kid. You know, I grew up on the NES and the Super NES and the N64, and I was all in on all that stuff. And, you know, I was easily more hyped about Mario 64 and an N64 than I ever was about a PlayStation, you know. And to be fair, I mean, in hindsight, it's also when I started becoming more of a Sega fan, to be honest. That was also a bad pick. Got the Sega Saturn, you know. But like, yeah, it was just something where like, you know, I was always like very much into whatever Nintendo was doing. And then, yeah, I mean, post Wii U, like this whole Switch era, I think is the whole reason why I'm just like, because like Switch 1 is dominated by Wii U ports and RPGs and stuff like that, you know, and just a lot of those types of like party game stuff that I just really didn't care about, with like the occasional gem of like creativity or just really great execution, like Luigi's Mansion 3 or Metroid Dread. You know, but for the most part with the Switch library, I just never really got that excited. And the handful of games that like were kind of interesting, I mean, I could still go back and play, like Astral Chain I never played, but looked kind of interesting. You know, but the bulk of the Switch library, I was just like, yeah, I could play these games on my PC. I could play these games on my PlayStation. They just never really did anything for me. You know, and then the Nintendo made games themselves. It was like, okay, yeah, these are great. Like Mario Odyssey was fun, but I mean, it's just more 3D Mario. You know, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, you know, they're great open world games. I don't think they're very good Zelda games. I know that's probably not the most controversial hot take, but, you know, like they play great and everything, but they're just not, like I had more fun setting things on fire and making stuff in Tears of the Kingdom than I did actually trying to beat the game and playing it like a Zelda game. You know, like it's just a fun sandbox to play around in. And yeah, I mean, that's just how I've been feeling about Nintendo stuff. It's like, I don't feel like the magic is really there right now. And I couldn't tell you why, you know, like it feels like, maybe it's because a lot of the old guard for the Nintendo's been retiring or in some cases passed away, you know, where like the feeling of that company that was willing to just try weird shit. It just feels like it's still there in some degree, but, you know, that like spark of creativity just feels like it's just not there. And I know there's some YouTuber guys right now where like, oh, the new Yoshi game came out and it looks amazing. And I'm like, that's fucking Yoshi. Yeah, last time Yoshi was ever any interesting as a video game was Yoshi's Island. Every Yoshi game since then has just been fucking shit. It's just arts and crafts the game, you know, with some shit. Like, it's just, I know. I'm like shitting on Yoshi. I'm sure they're fun games, but, you know, but like, yeah, I'm not getting excited about fucking Yoshi. You know, it's just, I don't know. I feel like the company has definitely changed since Iwata passed away, and I'm not necessarily sure it's always been for the best. I mean, it's certainly more profitable, but you know, I only feel like that's the case because the market has just been really, really weird too. I don't know. It's not been a healthy gaming market. So anyway, yeah, I guess that was Nintendo Direct. I came away from it just kind of whelmed. I feel the same way about this as the same as the Microsoft one, where it was like, it was good. If you're a fan of this company, there's a lot of stuff to look forward to. But ultimately, I feel like I feel like third parties are kind of doing a better job right now keeping things interesting than first parties, which is weird. We're generally not in this situation. Usually, it's first parties that are kind of keeping things interesting. You know, PlayStation had you know, God of War and Wolverine, which I think will be big sellers. Ocarina of Time is guaranteed to be a huge seller, so Nintendo's perfectly fine this year against GTA. But yeah, I feel like right now you don't really, unless you really like Sony or PlayStation or Microsoft exclusives, you really just don't need these consoles. You know, you could just be happy with any of them and they'll be fine. So yeah, it's a weird situation to be in. I used to look forward to console exclusives more, but I feel like in recent, well, I won't say recent years because games take so fucking long to come out now, but like in recent decade, I just feel like that variety of like first party, you know, titles is just not there for these companies right now. So it's hard to explain it and put it into words. But it feels stagnant and repetitive. Like I feel like I've seen this same shit over and over again, which, you know, I'm sitting here watching a remake of Star Fox fucking 64, which has been remade I don't know how many times at this point. And don't get me wrong, I love this game. Like Star Fox 64 is a very fun game to play. But it is Star Fox fucking 64. At a certain point, you just kind of watch this shit and you're like, okay, are you going to regurgitate this shit every fucking time? Like, you know, the Super Nintendo Star Fox is sitting right there. You know, you have other Star Fox games you could have fixed and made better, but you keep remaking Star Fox 64. It's exhausting. You know, same with Zelda. Like, really, Ocarina of Time remake? Like, again? You know, you've already done it for the 3DS. Like, we're doing this again? Do you not have other Zelda games you could have picked? You know, it just, and it's not even like they're putting a new spin on it. Like Link Between Worlds is basically literally reusing the Super Nintendo Link to the Past map, but at least you have, you know, it's in a 3D engine with, you know, a paint like 2D gimmick to it, you know, where you can like put yourself on walls and slide around like a picture. you know, and then the structure of how you acquire items is completely different too. So like, you know, the game uses an old like stomping ground, but puts it into a new perspective, and it's a very like interesting and different game because of that. So arguably, it's a sequel to Link in the Past. So, but like, you know, there could have been maybe a Wind Waker remake or a Twilight Princess remake. God, that game needs it. You know, so it's just weird that like, you know, we keep dipping back to the well of the same. Like, why not a Mario 64 remake? You know, if you're going to be doing remakes of games, you know, how about one? I mean, we haven't had a Mario 64 port since the DS one, and that's not a very good one. I don't know. It's just you know, even when Nintendo does come out with things that are original, like Mario Wonder, you know, it's an interesting game, but like it doesn't match up to the heights of Mario World or Mario 3. You know, I feel like maybe it's a lost art or something at this point to come up with games like that. So, you know, maybe this is a bit of an old man yelling at cloud moment, but it really does feel like certain game design tenets just don't seem to exist anymore in the gaming industry. So, I don't know. Spyro remake? Eh. It's more remakes. So, they already did it anyway. The Spyro trilogy or whatever. So, and there's a new Spyro game coming out, so I suppose that's interesting. But, yeah. Anyways, alright. Well, this is all exciting, except it's not. So, I'm gonna call it here. That was the Nintendo Direct. So, it's good seeing you. Yeah, there's a new Spyro game coming out. Put some music on. All right. Anyways, yeah. So, all right. That was fun. It's good talking to everybody. Let me rant for a little bit. So, it's good seeing you. Thanks for tuning in. And I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.